Hey guys, going live probably gonna be less and less time to be live with you guys, but I just wanted to make sure that I do my job, and that's to let you know um, the things that would be beneficial to you when you're starting therapy at home as a parent. Okay, and you see there are loads of times where um, I try my best to teach, and because like parents all over the world, they watch um they look at they look at a lot of things on the internet. They look at textbooks, they learn from other therapists and myself as well. And I'm all okay with that. And it feels like sometimes parents are overthinking about like what things are. So I've done around like 300 something parental consultations on the internet. Offline I can't even count anymore. um, but as agents of speech has become 100% online. Um, and a lot of you guys are like emailing me and DMing me and PMing me, depending which platform you call it. Uh, Agents of speech is 100% online. I want to focus on that. So we're not opening a clinic anytime soon. We're not doing that. So thank you for all the things that you're sending me. And at the same time, sorry, my hair is like crazy. I had a really bad haircut. And so I'm just using a hairband. Anyways, um, a lot of the times when we are thinking about, you know, as a therapist, we would think, we owe it to the clients to keep on serving them in a physical sense. And I do feel that as well. The only thing is, I cannot teach you, the parent, a lot when I'm in the trenches myself. Um, and so it's really hard for me to not teach the kid when you paid for teaching the kid, and I'm just there teaching you. And whilst that's good and everything, I can't explain all the nuances and all the small things inside. So that's why if you go to like agentsofspeech.com/course, right? We have all the free courses that guide you about what to do. Like we have mindset trainings as well, and stuff. But there's loads of things that I am not able to cover, right? And we've hit a really good stride in agents of speech. And just to be like 100% candid and clear, transparent with you, the group coaching that we've been performing has been a really like a home run for all of us, for me, for the parents, for the child. And it's all online. It's all like on an app called Telegram. Parents would send videos to us, and I feel like we've hit something that's what we call like a product and a market fit, right? It means parents like it, I like to do it, and I like to do it, but then I cannot fulfill everyone, so I'm hiring other people to help me out who have similar background to myself, and I don't want it to stop. But we see something um, that's coming up, and it's a huge problem, is that there are loads of concepts that even the veteran parents don't know about. And I've been sending emails out the past few days. I just wanted to make a live video um, to explain this to you. So the I had around like last month, I had around like 30 consultation calls. They were all paid, and I'm really grateful for people that pay for my services. One of the parents, actually like maybe five parents, they were really, really, really experienced. I'm talking about the kids around like 11. They've been homeschooling the kid for like half the kid's life. They know a lot about therapy. A lot of things that I say that, oh yeah, from where, right? From this book. I've also tried this therapist and that. I've tried like ABA therapy attached speech. I know all about OT. I got like um, certificates and stuff, and a lot of them know more than I do, to be very honest with you, right? And because as a parent, you only have one client, so you can cherry pick what you want to learn just for that one client that you have, and that makes it good. So, what can I give in that situation? And I realize that's quite a lot because um, some very basic things that therapists don't talk about are stuff that I made into a new course. And this course is paid. Like you don't have to join it only if you think that, oh, I want to use the free stuff to the 100% maximal, and that you want to join the paid consultations, not consultations, the paid group coaching stuff that has been like, we have got 200 something parents inside. It's crazy. Um, and I've not no one to thank but you for supporting agents of speech, and we're now able to like hire other coaches to help out. And the things that we teach in this new paid program, and it's just me talking to you like this over a camera. um, and so, like my setup hasn't changed in like 3 or 4 years. It's just a webcam, by the way, and a microphone, and I've been teaching. So I'll teach you about the things that therapists like myself have no time and don't even have the willingness to teach, right? And there's a few reasons about that. Number one, it's hard, it's confusing. And number two is like, if you knew this, like maybe you can just do it by yourself 100%, right? So I'm all for the camp of you doing it 100%, right? I want to remove myself. That's the whole point of making things online, so that I don't have to go to a clinic and try to say the same things, do the same things over and over again with different people. And parents would think that, oh, my kid's a special snowflake or whatever. And he is. She is, right? For sure. But there are similarities and patterns that happen. And that's why it's called a speech and language pathology, because there's a pathological sequence to things. And so I know this course isn't going to be for everyone, and I'm very okay with that. We've got free courses all over the internet. I no longer feel like I am charging for something that is supposed to be public knowledge. This course is not supposed to be public knowledge. You're not supposed to learn about this, and it's because it's hard, right? So I try my best to speak in a layman in a very casual way, and so. And probably this will only like the only course that we're going to be selling for money, and that's because we're only trying to help the parents who want to invest into like using our free courses to 100% extent, or coming into our paid coaching program so we can help you even more, right? So let's talk about what exactly are the things that therapists aren't telling you about. Okay, so the first thing is, do you know what's a breakdown level? So a lot of times when parents go to a speech and language consultation or assessment, right? Do people even talk about and tell you, okay, what's the language age of your kid and what's the language ability of your child, right? I think 100% of the people I've talked to, parents, don't know. They would say, oh, my kid's all over the place. He would answer some questions sometimes, they would not. They would say some sentences, but sometimes they won't talk at all. They would, they would perform really well sometimes and not. And it's really up to them. And that doesn't tell me anything. I don't know your child's true ability. I don't know how to go about it. So a lot of times what I would do is like ask a bunch of questions and try to get to that breakdown level for during a consultation, or like during just like email exchanges or whatever. So when that happens, when parents don't know what the breakdown level is, and let me define what the breakdown level is now. We go into much more detail in the online course, obviously. And you don't need to know about this, by the way. You can just do stuff. Like you keep on talking to your kid, do the age-old techniques that work a lot. I'm not gonna poo-poo on the therapists who like talk about these things on the internet, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on whatever, on TikTok, whatever. Right? Describe everything you're doing. Don't ask questions. Get down to the level. Like talk as if whatever they're doing, just describe it. Right? Like that kind of thing. That language facilitation, naturalistic route. That works, man. Like that works. So it's gonna take forever. But if you don't know your child's breakdown level, it's very hard for you to put yourself in the driver's seat. Right? So breakdown level is when your communication will break down. When will it break down? What level will it break down? So it happens to adults as well, right? So for instance, let me give you an example of a second language example, which is like it's a parallel, but it's not the same thing. Okay, it's not the same thing. Let me just put it out there. But for instance, for example, I speak some Indonesian, okay, but the problem is I will break down at a full sentence level if I don't have the vocab to support it. That's just how it is. I will not be able to say it, and I will try to use the words that I know and the phrases that I know. But then there are complicated phrases that I know, right? That I learn from other people, other books, other movies, or whatever. But does it mean that I can operate at that level all the time? No. It depends on the words involved. So for me, I'm at around like a 3 word sentence level, right? So what about a child who's just developing language? You need to think about where does their language break down? Is it at the single word level? Is it at a 2 word phrase level? Or like, and are you faked as in it's it's they misled you to think that their language was better than what they have, and that you've overestimated. That happens all the time. It's like a lot of times the parents will say, "Oh yeah, my kid understands everything I say. And if I tell them to do that, they will do it." Right? But to be honest, you as an adult, if you went to, I don't know, Latin America, and they were speaking Spanish to you, which happened to me once as well. I went to Mexico City. I didn't speak a word of Spanish, but I could understand what they wanted out of me because of the gestures and the context, right? And I could really quickly understand the numbers because I needed to live. So the only words I could speak was "cuánto cuesta," which is like, I still remember it today. And the reason I remember it was because a Spanish guy helped me chop it up so that I can remember it. But like, so for instance, "cuánto cuesta," "cuánto" is like quantity, right? "Cuesta" is like question. He told me that, instantly remembered it. But the problem is, a lot of times children who are delayed, they don't remember words that way. They just remember it in a chunk. And some people are going to say, yeah, that's Gestalt language processing disorder. Cool. It might be, it could be. And it's like a percentage of all language is learned through a Gestalt means, right? But the problem is this, right? What is the true breakdown level of that person, given that they have these phrases and they can say like numbers, alphabets, and stuff to get by in life, right? What is the true level, right? If they were to do a test, I would test them to use the language flexibly and to create sentences out of nowhere. How well can they do? That's a question about the breakdown level. So, with that in mind, you have, you have to start thinking about what language level does my child start breaking down at? And if you know that, the therapy is super easy because you just go around that point and start treating it that way. And it's very easy to go about it. Okay. And so a lot of times as parents do this, do that, and they think like, I just had a parent who's like super good, super well informed, super, like very educated. But then she was like, I think my kid's at story level. Sends a video to me. I'm like, nah, definitely not. Don't go there. So then those efforts will take much harder to reach, and it will frustrate the kid, right? If it frustrates the child, then we don't want to do it anymore. So then once you understand the true breakdown level and the true ability of a child, then you can do therapy there, right? And these things are not discussed about. So like within our free courses, we talk about how to get a child from 0 to words, and then from words to all the way to sentences, and then from sentences all the way to like speaking, like understanding, like verbal reasoning, answering why questions, so on. But the problem is, do you even know where to start, right? So that's why this paid program is like, this paid course is here, just to get you ready to understand the different nuances behind doing therapy work. Because like, even for me, after I got my education, the big chunk of work and knowledge came from working with children. um, and it doesn't take, like, you can take someone who's like very knowledgeable with like therapy work, or someone who has been working with children and know nothing about therapy or like language development. Who's going to do a better job? Of course, the person who has like the experience. So then there's no fast track and gaining experience and stuff. But the good thing is you only have one client if you're the parent, and it's that client is your child. Is a good and a bad thing because you can't escape from him, and you got to do it. But at the same time, you only have to understand how to interact and do something like, and teach them something to one person, right? So again, this whole paid program, don't think that you really need it. Only join if you're truly committed and you want it. I'm also nervous about putting all this out there because I feel like um, it's really hard to put into like a writing that I have usually, like in a PowerPoint or in a Google Doc. I don't want to do that. I want to just talk to you like I am right here, and it's very hard for me to just tell you like this will happen, that will happen, like as if I have a crystal ball. I don't. Um, and as agents of speech is growing, I really think that there's a time and place for this kind of information, and it's time that we make it a priority to teach you that. And yeah, I mean that's all, because we're gonna expand this stuff, and a lot of parents are saying really good things, and obviously we do get like constructive feedback, but at the same time, it feels a lot more comfortable now doing the parent coaching than it was before. Number one, we're charging more. Number two, we're making all the information free. So parents, before they even come onto the coaching, they already learned a bunch, or they feel like, oh, this is all for free. Let me just try it, try the paid stuff out. If the free stuff is good, why not the paid stuff? And that's why there's a lot of pressure on everyone on the team to make sure that you get the best service ever, and that's also on me, and that's why this paid program has come out, right? And to be totally honest with you, number one is that the coaches that we hire demand a salary, right? They need to be paid, and um, for things to be profitable, we need parents to know more. I need you to know more so that we don't need to keep on going in circles to describe the same thing over and over again. And if you open any like speech and language pathologist Instagram or YouTube, they just keep on saying the same things many times over, in a different way. And I do that too. Don't get me wrong; it's also a good thing. But it's time for us to like go into the difficult parts, the unknown, and talk about things that people aren't talking about that you should know, and it's also creating a lot of stuckness in therapy. Okay, and yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in this live. And like usually in the lives that used to do, which is like once a week before, I would ask, hey man, do you have any questions about this and that? But to be honest, I'm not going to do that anymore. There's a whole parents community with like 8,000 people inside. You ask a question, people are going to answer you. And I cannot do this over and over again. I cannot answer, you know, I'm 30 something. I can't imagine myself answering the same questions until I'm 40, right? And the only thing that makes an effective program and a course for parents is that the questions become very high quality from our explanations and our descriptions about the things you should be learning about. And I think at this point in time, there isn't like, if you look online, and we closed off the Facebook group, by the way, that has like 12,000 people inside. And the reason is because it's just a black hole of information with a lot of people just talking about stuff that I don't agree on. And that's why I've made all the courses for free. And this new paid one is making me a little nervous as well. There are a bunch of people joining, don't get me wrong. I would love to make a profit. Um, but at the same time, if we're building a true culture for agents of speech, and building a true company that will help parents all over the world, which we are kind of, and I'm getting more and more nervous about this because to be very honest with you, this is bigger than I ever wanted it to be. So going forward in 2024, we'll be keep on telling you things that therapists won't tell you about, teaching you exactly what to do, right? And we'll help you. That's for sure. And at the same time, we're expanding and we're hiring more people. And that's going to be like a lot more things I need help from you guys. Spreading the word. I know that there's more people knowing about agents of speech because of you sharing our stuff, right? Our videos. I see it. Um, One of the biggest external links to the YouTube videos that we post is WhatsApp. Dude, I don't use WhatsApp to send out videos. I know people are sending out videos, so I'm very grateful about that. Um, and I know for a fact that therapy is getting harder and harder to get in developed countries, and also the quality is questionable from the stuff that I see. I've been on the front line. I know how hard it is, so I'm not here to say anything bad. But is there anything we can do to alleviate that pain from the professionals and you? Right? Can we make it easier for everyone? That's always on my mind. So I'm going all in. Starting from April 1st, not at April Fools, we were revamping all the programs. And this new online program, this course called, what's it called? Supermom's home therapy training course will get you equipped at least with the knowledge and the mindset to use everything that we're going to give you. All right. Because we need to have and use the same language when we're dealing with this stuff, or else it's not going to be effective. If every time is like someone who sends me a DM or a private message and says something like, "Oh, my kid is blah 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 blah. Can you guide me, please?" All the guidance you need is already free, right? It's given to you, right? You need to put in and invest the time, right? And I don't think it's the best use of my time either, even if you pay me to teach you by it through like Zoom or like, like they go on a online therapy session with your child. That's a bad use of time. The good use of time is you learn it, you try it, you show it, and we tell you, right? That's the best use of time. I think that's the best case scenario for everyone, and that's why the parent coaching groups has been such a success. Like it's kind of crazy. Some therapist friends would look at our Telegram group and say, "What the heck? How are people paying you, sending you videos every day, and receiving feedback and acting on it?" And it's unheard of, even outside of the speech therapy community. Like even for other types of training programs online, it's very hard to find. So at times I feel I'm repeating myself quite a bit, but I feel like this is the way to go. And for this all to work, more people need to join um, the free courses, and more people, the ones who are committed and want to learn and are blessed enough to be able to afford it. Um, Check out the new online course called the Super Moms or Dad Home Therapy Training course. That'll equip you with all the knowledge you will need going forward and the mindset going forward. Okay. Um, to be honest with you, I don't enjoy talking to a camera, a webcam. To be honest, I'm just a man with a webcam. I don't have fancy equipment or whatever, but like because the message is going across to you and you're understanding stuff, that's all I care about. And so, need your help about spreading the word. We're gonna increase our efforts. We have loads of testimonial videos of parents who had children from nonverbal all the way now to speaking in like phrases. We have those videos sitting there and waiting to be edited, and I'm just like going through them just to make sure that parents all over the world will feel, oh, I can do this myself. Whether if it's free or it's paid, it's there, and all you got to do is invest your time with your child, which you're already investing a bunch of time into him or her. So that's all I wanted to share today. I won't be answering any questions in this live, sadly. There's loads of things that needs to be taught before it's answered, right? I'm looking at the comments now. There's just a few. I don't know how to say this name. Sorry, Tinich, I guess. Doesn't even give a plan for his sessions. No visibility. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, man, that's not the way to go. It's and that's why Agents of Speech is trying to be as transparent as possible. Even if it means I'm building this live with you. I'm building all this in public with you guys, getting feedback. A lot of the courses and the programs we have are like fourth iterations, right? I think there's a lot more lucrative things to do rather than trying to make this work for everyone. It definitely is very hard, but I think it's worth it. Brandy says, "Be confident you can do this." Thanks, man. I guess so. I'm doing it. I don't mind failing, and I don't mind, on the way, you know, parents will come and go, clients will come and go, but the mission is still the same. Oh, Tameka says, "Thank you." Oh, thanks, man. I can't thank you guys enough. It really has a huge impact on my professional life and transitioning into like somewhat of a business owner now. Really, it all just started with me, and now we have more problems. More problems because we have more people. Um, no matter on the client side or the staff side. So it's a curse and a blessing. Some Korean name, cannot read that. Sorry, can pronounce some consonants after using it. Jar taxing and bribing. Bribing him. Remembered he is apraxic. Okay, yeah, man. Like apraxia definitely is something that we're trying to tackle, but it's a smaller percentage of the population, right? That's why we've been holding off about like making courses about that. And apraxia, each apraxic child is different. We have a case study of a apraxic child right now that we started from nonverbal, and now she's speaking as full sentences, but at the same time, it's still very labored, meaning like it takes a lot of effort for her to do it. Her that particular mother lives in the UK, has already given us consent to share her story, so we'll be doing that very soon, and we'll also be like coming out with a bunch of like apraxic speech tactics that are beyond the jar stuff. The jar stuff is very rudimentary, meaning very very fundamental, and we need to keep on going about that. Um, you know, so speech disorders, apraxia, definitely a whole crazy jar of stuff inside, and it keeps on getting misdiagnosed by parents themselves. They're like, oh, maybe it's apraxia speech, maybe it's something else. Most of the time, like if you do a systematic approach, it's pretty easy um, to pinpoint where we need to go with it, right? Okay, so Alex, yo, what's up? Myself and my son keep up the group. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Alex. So I think what's gonna happen is like, because I'm able to get more coaches who I trust into our little community. Um, I'm gonna do a lot more free content on YouTube, especially. I love YouTube. I learned a lot from YouTube myself. The reason why I'm able to use all this technology to talk to you guys is because of YouTube. Um, and I'm sure like someone like myself can learn so much from YouTube. So will a lot of people over the all over the world. And so guys, I'm gonna put a lot more time into that and bring awareness to like agents of speech. And I plan to do it in a very educational way to the best of my ability. I think throughout the years online, I've learned a lot about how to talk to parents, learned a lot how to, teach hard concepts, not hard, but just complicated in a way, in an easier manner. So I'll keep on doing that, and I'll make sure that my next goal for YouTube is to get double the views and also to increase in subscriber rate. I want to 10x this. I want to get to like 500K or something. I think it's doable. It'll be super hard, but I think it's doable, and it should be worth it, I guess. Yeah, but you're welcome on the insights and stuff. It'll just keep on coming, and I'll keep on. If you watch the first ever video of me talking on YouTube, it's it was pretty bad. So I'll only get better, and hopefully you'll only get better with teaching your child. It's something that takes practice. Just to tell you, like I'm in this industry for like 10 years now. But when I just started, I was on the verge of getting sacked, getting fired from not making my like probation period, which is kind of crazy. Um, and I feel like, if I can do it, then I'm the one of the least, how to say, like, people would think, oh, this guy, why is he working with children? Why is he doing it with like in English? You know, it's just, I think it's just a black sheep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very uncommon for a guy like myself doing this over the internet. And so I'm really grateful for that. Like, if you search on YouTube, most of them are white ladies, um, and of which I would love to collaborate with any of them. Um, I think most of them don't know how to create a business like myself, but they do give a lot of good information. And you shouldn't just only listen to me. You should learn from everyone. All right, guys, that's it for now. It's been half an hour. Just want to come online for a bit and just talk to you guys. It's very difficult. It's very difficult for me to be able to do these live videos much more. But I feel, that if you want to connect and stuff, by all means, go to agentsofspeech.com and press the free courses. We've got a community there for free. We got 8,000 something parents there. And last of all, last shameless plug, we have a new paid course, which is online. You can watch whenever you want, wherever you are. It's called Home Therapy Super Moms or Dad Training Course. Go there, and that's the stuff that therapists will never tell you about because it's just hard to explain. But I've tried my best to explain to you the best of my ability, and surely if you can understand that, you'll do really great with anything that you do with your kid. Okay, so that's it for now, and loads of free courses. In April the 1st, we'll be reopening the group coaching programs. Those are paid. Thank you for everyone's support. It truly is crazy to make something of a product that like parents love and talk about a lot. So I hope to continue to do this until like I'm not sure how long this agents of speech online thing can last. But as long as we can keep on going, all the stuff will be there for you to learn for free. That's it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.